welcome to another episode of Nerd Age. This is the show where we talk about everything nerdy. My name is Mick, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Josh.
What's up?
Corey.
Yo.
And Jonah.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, guys. If you like what you see here, please consider subscribing to our channel and liking our videos and sharing it with your friends. We're trying to grow a nerdy community here, so we need your help for that. So please subscribe to the channel. With that being said, we're going to jump into some Secret Invasion episode 3. Do you guys just want to do spoiler talk?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. So
At this point, if you're watching for the third episode, come on.
yes,
We don't really care about spoilers now.
So yeah, let's just jump into it. I think we've all seen it, right?
Yep.
All right. Corey, you want to start us off?
Oh, man. Not really.
I mean, we'll just go through. We'll banter through it. We'll just banter through it.
Yeah. I mean, this episode, there was movement. There was a lot of movement. There's a lot of stuff going on. You got Fury's wife.
Hey, I told you guys he knew.
You
guys he knew.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Mick and I think we're the ones that said we were like, no, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like a strange decision
It did, yeah.
to show her as a Skrull and then have her change. It's like, why don't you just leave her as a Skrull the whole time? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would have really driven the point home. He's like, he's with the green lady.
I felt like it would have had another level of secrecy.
It makes me feel like he's almost xenophobic. He knows she's a Skrull, but he's like, I make sure you change your face before I kiss you. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
That's kind of messed up. Yeah. And it also raises the question, when they sleep, are they still, do they actively have to choose their disguise? I don't know. That'd be a tough thing.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like when they fall asleep.
Yeah.
Is it like concentration?
Back? Yeah, is it like a concentration spell? I don't know.
I mean, she could turn into a bear. Who knows?
What I'm saying is it'd be really hard to keep up a ruse against your own husband
Exactly.
for multiple years and not drop your guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the actual day-to-day power mechanics are.
I need to know because it's going to ruin the whole show.
We need to find out. They should do it in a post-credit scene in one movie 10 years
as soon as they fall asleep, they just change back.
It's like when they die, they change back. So it's like when they're asleep,
they're losing consciousness. It's the same as being dead, basically.
Speaking of being dead, supposedly Amelia Clark's character.
She's not dead. She's a super Skrull. They did the whole thing where
she died way too quickly.
She dies way too quickly. Yeah. And they had a scene where she's going through and looking at, the experiments they're doing. They totally did that for a reason to be like, oh, what we didn't show you is that she actually did whatever the other guy did. Mm-hmm. So now she's a super Skrull. I think this next episode is going to open with her being like, once he drives off, she's like,
open her eyes.
Open her eyes and it's going to go. Yeah. Like he did with the knife. I don't know. It seemed kind of cheap. I don't know. Well,
she died the same way that Robin died.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Aunt Robin.
Yeah.
Shot to the heart.
And she was even in the same position too. So it was like, well,
how many times can you do this without? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Rogue One,
The other thing too is I think they've shown trailers with scenes that haven't happened yet with her. So it's kind of like, oh,
maybe it was deleted.
Could be
deleted scene.
My money's on she's not dead.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like
too soon.
She definitely has more that she could do in that character.
Yeah, more eyebrows she needs to raise.
It's still, I don't see it. I'm not really
this wasn't a good episode for the eyebrows.
This guy was trying to sell us that he was going to ruin she was going to ruin her for us.
Just made it better.
You're never going to be able to look at her face again.
What's that Christmas movie that she did?
Last Christmas.
Yeah, in that movie, it's wild.
She's wiggling.
You should watch that, guys.
Wait.
Check it out. Last Christmas.
You got a nice pair of eyebrows on.
Yeah, but I can't move them like she does.
Yeah,
I'm not a great
gotta practice
actor.
It's like every word, it needs to be bouncing. But yeah, so I was okay. Can you guys clarify the whole missile launch thing? Was it a nuke or was it just a missile to just take out the
the UN?
It was just an anti-air missile.
Yeah, just like a missile. Yeah, I don't think it was like a nuke or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Because I don't know if I just missed it or whatever.
The thing it
just felt well. Go ahead.
Well, the thing that seems dumb out of all that is they're going through all these steps to be like, oh, this is what we're gonna do. Is you've been invading you have people so high up. It seems like that's a silly thing to be like, oh, we'll shoot this plane down and then they're all going to be against each other.
I mean, I don't know, nations.
Yeah, but it just, I don't know. the way they're making it seem like there's so many, millions of them. It just seems like they could just. I mean, they didn't think to make one of them a Russian, and he's in charge, and he's just like, "Hey, Putin, let's nuke him."
I just thought it was a little weird having a airplane that said UN on it, just a giant UN. It's like, you think all the United Nations leaders travel in the same airplane?
Was it an airplane?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I must have missed that.
Yeah, it was like a commercial
Flying
airplane.
overs.
And it had just like slapped on United Nations, like
the
UN.
missile's coming from the sub,
Yeah.
and sub to the airplane.
You missed that? That was like the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dang,
I
dude,
wasn't paying.
you got
He was
lost
so
on the
invested
sauce.
in this show.
Was he?
I still feel like
it was
it's
okay. Is kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah,
It was all right.
there's
But it
nothing
felt
in
small.
this show for me, and I could and I could
He's not sure.
it might
He's
work
scared
for
to
you
say it.
guys, but
Say it.
there's nothing in
back
this
you,
show
man.
that's really getting me like excited about it. It seems like, even I talked about this in episode 2, where it was like Nick Fury seems like for the stakes being so high, he's kind of like makes these decisions, was like, oh, I don't like you anymore. You lied to me. I'm going to leave. Right. And then in the middle of episode 3, he's like back with them like, hey, let's figure this out now. It just seems like if the stakes are so high and you know that they're invading, there's millions of them, there's this whole thing. And to just have this back and forth was like, well, I don't like you anymore, so get off my train. And then they fight, and then they're back together. And it just seems kind of weird to be midway through the season, and we're still kind of doing that. He has the same thing with his wife, where they have this argument, and then it's like, okay, well, give me a kiss, whatever. It just was so weird to have these things where they're like, well, you left, you died after the blip, you abandoned me, and then
it happens a lot in these these modern shows that they're putting out. Is they're doing so much talking to do a lot of like movement in the story, where that just generally feels weaker. Instead, maybe they could have, and I don't want to go too much into rewriting, but like maybe show how he's failing without Talos, like in a real situation, like why he needs him, or the vice versa, like why they need each other, like why they need to meet in the middle, instead of just being like, this is what we were through, this is what we went through, and without me, you wouldn't have achieved that. And he's like, oh, you know, you're right. Like that's how they made a very short little arc.
Yeah.
It wasn't like super like satisfying, I guess, is my thing.
Yeah. And I feel like they had like their conflict conversation of them being like, oh, well, you know, we did all this stuff for you. And, you know, like that was like the resolution to their little blow up or whatever, which it
was very short.
I felt like it was like, okay, I guess. Like it was a lot of conversation. And I guess I didn't really totally buy into the whole, like, what's the deal with dogs? Like they're just like, I don't get it, you know? And like they segue that into like their little
they
argument.
stole it from that comedy bit where it's like, if aliens were to see humans, they'd see that dogs were
that did sound familiar.
Dogs were the leaders because you have humans
picking up their crap.
Yeah. You know,
that did sound familiar.
Yeah, it felt like that. It was weird. Here's a question for you guys. What do you think? Because those conversations are kind of weird. And then there was a scene with Samuel L. Jackson and Talos earlier, you know, where they like put heads together. What do you guys think of the theory that there's 2 Nick Furies right now? And one of them, they're pulling a Prestige, where there's 2 of them, and that one of the Nick Furies is actually his wife. That she, you know, they keep saying she died. They don't, right? They don't explain when she died.
Oh, Talos' wife.
Talos' wife.
Oh,
that one of the
like he married himself? What?
that one of the Nick Furies, because they're like, there's moments where they're more cordial and they kind of do bicker like a married couple kind of thing. So do you guys, there's a theory out there that that's going to be one of the twists, is that there's actually 2 Nick Furies right now, and we're not really sure. One of them's always wearing glasses and the other one isn't. Kind of, there's always this kind of thing.
Okay.
So do you guys buy into that? Do you think that would be interesting, where it shows up that she's actually...
I mean, the show has a lot of potential to do that type of stuff just with the scroll characters. So I don't know. It'd be interesting. if they do it in a way that's interesting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it could come off as like just super like cheap and like
just for the point of like, oh, he was a
got you.
scroll.
Yeah.
Gotcha, guys.
exactly.
Yeah,
And Nick Fury's actually still up there, like
Like if
or
it
whatever.
if it doesn't have any weight to his character and like growth, then I don't really want to see it. But if it adds to it, sure.
I mean, they've got 3 more episodes, and they're long episodes, so they can still do a lot in this story. So there's got to be something like that, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this show needs to have a reveal kind of like that, because it's like a spy thriller. Like you have to have some type
I thought
of.
that's the whole point of this, was to be like, you don't know who's.
you got to have the Ethan Hunt take off the
Yeah.
moment.
But I mean, that would be interesting. I feel like it just needs to serve the story, though. Like, I don't know how I'd feel about like, especially if it's like they're trying to make you feel something for Nick Fury, right? Like these whole episodes, they're like making him feel responsible for the deaths of these people, for breaking his promise, and for them to just straight up be like, that was a different Nick Fury. It would be like, well, what was the point of all of this character building for Nick Fury specifically if he's not even Nick Fury? So yeah, I think if they do it right, it could be cool, but there's a huge potential to just be like undermine everything they've done just for the sake of being like, oh, we got you. Like, I bet you didn't see that coming. So
yeah, and I think what people are kind of saying is that they're both on Earth, so there's just scenes that it's the fake Nick Fury and other ones with the real Nick Fury. So they would kind of explain that. I don't.
Right. And how do you wrap that up where it's like you do a flashback and it's like it shows the scroll and she turns
kind
into
of like
Nick
what
Fury.
The Prestige does, where it shows the clips and they show the guy like, Christian Bale biting onto the thing where he's cutting his fingers off like that.
Yeah.
To me, it just seems like
Spoiler alert again.
it would be, if you haven't seen The Prestige by now, I mean, come on, that's one of Nolan's best movies. But it's just kind of interesting. I don't know. Like I said, at the end, they kind of leave you with a little tease that it sounded like Rhodey on the phone. So again, that whole mystery thing, like, is he actually a Skrull? But then that to me, it just convolutes a lot of things to be like, well, when is the other Rhodey somewhere else? Do they have him like locked up somewhere? Like they have the other guys.
He's on vacation.
Is it like when did he become a Skrull? It's just it's just a lot for me.
They're gonna show it's gonna be a post-credit scene, and it's gonna be Rhodey, and he's gonna be with Venom on the beach, and that's how they're gonna tie it all together.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
Yeah, there's just a lot of explaining that would have to be done, and that might get
I feel like they
very
won't. And they won't explain it
because Marvel doesn't really explain things. It's just kind of like, that's what we decided to do, and check out our next movie. It's just kind of, I feel like these shows, because everything is connected, it's kind of watered down the movies because there's just so much going on that now makes you be like, well, when does this take place? And they don't really tell you. They just say present day. So, but that could be in their timeline. It could be like, oh, well, that takes place before this. Is this after Eternals? Is that giant body out of the water still? Is this before? Did Nick Fury go down? It's just, there's so much that I think a lot of people are getting kind of annoyed with it a little bit, as far as like, well, how does this all fit in the grand scheme of things? Yeah.
I feel like subject matter for this show is interesting because like they're exploring a lot of the stuff that that happened with the blip, which should be explored because it's like a massive like world defining event that affected so many people. But I feel like the fact that the show has come so far after Endgame, it's like it waters it down because we've had all these movies where they haven't really addressed it. I mean, I guess in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, my winter shoulder, they like mention it a little bit, but then it's like we haven't really seen the effects of it in any other movie. And I think coming out of Endgame and having that happen, this show happen afterwards would have been the perfect like setup of like, who do we trust? The Avengers are gone, all this stuff. But the fact that it's come so late in everything else, after Ant-Man and all the ridiculousness that happened in that show, in that movie, it's like, it just feels kind of watered down and out of place.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like they do bring up the blip in every like show or movie that's come out since,
Yeah,
but
they
it's always just like, hey, you were gone.
Yeah.
That was weird how you were
years.
gone.
Hey, that
How
was
do you
weird
feel
you were
about
gone.
that?
Like
Yeah.
that's like all we're getting from it. It'd be more interesting if they dived more into kind of the psyche of what that actually
I thought about that. So there shouldn't be any religion or like Christianity in the Marvel universe, right? Because the people that left, right? Christians believe in going to heaven.
Oh, like raptures.
So if they don't remember anything, that means like there's nothing. Once you die, there's no afterlife. There's no
But they do
heaven
believe
or
in-
hell,
but
right?
There are gods in this.
Yeah, but I'm like, but technically Christianity and all that, like
Are you
anything
talking
that
about like an
believes in
afterlife?
anything that any religion that believes in an afterlife, after the blip, they would be like, well, what happened to you? And they're like, nothing. It was just black. They're like, so there is no heaven.
Well, in the Marvel universe, there is like the one above all. I don't know if they actually tie that to like Christian God,
Yeah.
but there is like a God in the Marvel comics.
But
I don't think they've really even.
I don't think
talk
have
about
they
that.
even mentioned religion at all in any of the Marvel movies?
Captain America said, I think in the Avengers, he was like, "There's only one God, ma'am. He doesn't dress like that."
that's right. And also the magic guys, don't they believe in like some kind of spiritual? I mean, they're all spiritual, but it's more of a literal spiritual, like
Oh, the like Doctor Strange,
like Doctor
guys,
Strange's
yeah.
whole crew.
I know it's random, but those are things that keep me up at night. Because the other night I was thinking, I was just like, because that happened,
Believe in a God. There's churches and stuff.
there
of
should
course
be
they
no churches after the blip or anything, because it's like, hey, I died, half the population died, but then they came back and they're like, well, how was it like? Like, there's
Well,
nothing.
for them,
So it's
wasn't it just
okay.
instantaneous?
Right.
Right.
But for them, but then they say 5 years have passed, right? Or something like that.
Sure.
So then they know, okay, I was gone for 5 years, but I don't remember anything. Nothing happened. So
Well, but it was
the whole
like-
concept
But they
of
don't
an afterlife.
necessarily dead though.
No,
were
no.
they?
They were
Yeah, they
gone
were.
and then they were back. It wasn't
Yeah.
like they're just chilling for 2 years in black. It was like you fell asleep and you woke up right away.
Right. But
That's what it
in
like
real
was to
time,
them.
that's 5 years though.
But also, we don't know how time works outside
Also,
of.
there's Thanos and Infinity Stones and Celestials and time travel. Yeah, I don't think Christianity really has
we have
much of a
time
space.
travel in like real world too. You have not seen those pictures of the dude with the cell phone back in like
Oh, come on.
1930s?
Let's not.
100%,
Yeah, man. It's good
100% real.
Photoshop. I'll
That's
show
what
you
we're
some.
talking about.
I can show you some pictures too. Yeah, I can Photoshop some good ones.
You guys ever watch Back to the Future? Come on, Michael J. Fox totally
Yeah.
did that.
What was it? 88 miles per hour or 80?
88.
Once this hits
You're
88,
serious.
serious.
Is there anything else in the episode that you guys, I don't know, enjoyed or thought was interesting or any nitpicks?
I'm overall, I'm still intrigued. I do wish it was more the feeling of like the Bourne movies, you know, the Mission Impossibles. I want more like espionage stuff, and I'm just not really getting that out of the show right now.
It's
Yeah.
very slow. Like
Yeah.
even when they infiltrate the guy's base, it was just like, oh, we shot these 3 guys, and then they kind of just cut to Talos being caught. You know, like those moments. I get it; it's a TV show budget, but
Yeah, you wanted
it's
that
missing
scene where
something.
It's like the point of view, and he's like looking around the corner to see. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
create some tension of like, is somebody waiting for him? Is someone gonna jump out and grab him? Kind of a thing. But it was
It just seems like they're really rushing every like scene like that to get to a giant dialogue scene,
right.
and it just after a while it's starting to get a little old.
I feel like they're almost like overplaying their hand, I guess. Like they're like, well, this is a smart show and we have good dialogue.
Yeah.
So let's set this up, which I don't necessarily.
Who do they think they are? Andor?
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think that these shows, what they're all suffering from is from just a lack of like stakes and weight to decisions and stuff like that. Like they'll say there's weight, but it doesn't feel like there's weight. It's like, oh, they're about to it's going to be World War III. It's like, I don't feel like that. I feel like they're little pea pods, like doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. They were going to like, they just failed to fire one missile at one plane. Like, yeah, sure. It could have had a huge, results, but like, yeah, it just doesn't have a lot of weight to it. Yeah, the whole engagement into the mansion or house, it just felt like it was very light.
Yeah.
Even like the scene with the kid was really weird. Like he had like a couple lines with him. That was weird, and I don't know. It just felt
And I think
like what was the point of it?
Yeah, because they end up just killing him anyways. Like the dad.
Well, the dad's alive at the base,
Right? But no,
but they killed his fake dad.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like he ends up shooting the scroll.
Yeah.
There.
Is that the fake dad?
That is the fake dad. Yeah.
Well, that's,
did you guys watch the episode?
Yes, I know.
Is crazy.
He killed the scroll dad. He killed the scroll dad.
She had to access the real guy's memories in the little like pea pod. I'm saying pea pod.
That was that guy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm good. Yeah.
But I think what you're saying about I agree with the whole stake thing of stakes is because it doesn't feel like they want to make you like they keep telling you stakes are high, like we're about to be invaded, like they're super scrolls now, they're everywhere, but yet they undermine it by being like, there's no Avengers, we're not going to contact the Avengers, we're not going to do any of that, we're still just going to have Nick Fury try to figure this out, instead of him being like, hey guys, let me call Captain Marvel, or let me call, that undermines the whole aspect of it. Like if it was such a big issue or such a big problem, you would have these heroes come and try to figure this out. But it undermines the whole stakes because, right, if it was that big of a deal, you wouldn't have just two guys trying to figure this out.
And I don't know, are we cynical or something like that because of like Agent what's her face? Not Agent Carter. This is Agent the girl who died in the first episode at the end of it.
Maria Hill.
Yeah. I felt like that had no weight.
Yeah.
Even though they invested a lot of time actually showing like them transporting the coffin and then him talking to her mom. Oh, you're the reason why she died. It's like all those things were like intense. Like, yeah, that mom actually acted her butt off. She tried to do what she could, but I really wasn't bought into it. And so is that just me being cynical, or is that just like, is there something wrong? Like, you know what I mean? And then with Gaia or whatever her name is, Emily Clark's character, I also wasn't even phased from that, which I think I'm supposed to be like instantly like, oh, I think that's how they want us to feel.
Right.
And what's wrong here? Am I just, what's going on? What's wrong with me, Josh?
I think the problem is that we're already expecting like, oh, she's not really dead.
Right.
Like, I think there's already that in the back of our mind where we're like, no, they didn't kill her.
So. Yeah. Even Agent Hill though? Yeah, she's dead.
Still alive.
No, but I think with her is they didn't, it was at the end of the first episode. You really didn't get any moments that you really cared about. They killed her
off end of the second episode.
Or third. Yeah. But like, you don't have any moments where you're really like, I care. I'm not invested in her. And as someone who maybe doesn't remember what she's been in past movies, because
she's been around.
Oh yeah, right-hand man of his for sure.
Avengers movie.
So to me, it's kind of like, but it's been so long since I've seen. Does that make sense?
I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem.
For me, it's kind of like I haven't rewatched the first Avengers in years.
They're banking on the feelings that people have had for her in the past, which there's been so much time that people have basically they have no connection with her anymore.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. Who knows?
One last nitpick I'll say.
This is all nitpick.
This guy.
Honestly, guys, sorry.
It's a nitpick. And this is going to be like a super nitpick. So
like
bear with me.
Is it about eyebrows?
But it's similar. No. It's similar. It drives me nuts that everyone else pronounces Talos' name. No, and Samuel L. Jackson says Talos. He's always like saying Talos.
How do you feel about Han and Han?
Well, it's different.
Oh, it's not. It's not. It's the same exact thing.
Samuel L. Jackson is a producer. He's also the guy who was like, I want a purple lightsaber.
Exactly. He does whatever that.
You know he's going to do stuff like
guys.
that.
Yeah. I don't like it. Even when the own character,
no one on the crew corrected him.
Yeah.
They were too scared to correct him.
When the own character of Talos says his own name in that conversation they're having in the bar, and then he's like, Talos. I was just like, he told you how it's pronounced. It's like if I'm going around.
That is a nitpick. And
that's what I said it was.
That is a bona fide.
It's like if I'm going around. My name's Jonah. My name's Jonah.
Yeah.
He did in the Solo movie.
Did he?
But then he was like, whatever you want to say.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go.
Crazy.
Thank you, Mick.
Well, maybe Talos corrected him and Nick Fury was like, who cares?
Yeah. Anyways, I'll call you what I want, Talos.
It just bothers me every time.
It seems like he's doing it on purpose, like as a passive aggressive. Like I'm kind of mad at you all the time.
Getting under his skin.
Like them call me Joba. instead of Jonah.
Or Jonas.
People call you Joba?
Jonas.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm going to call you
Joba the Hutt.
Joba the Hutt.
Anything else on the episode?
I don't think so.
I just hope that once we see Super Scrolls, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that. I'm like you're kind of building it up, and hopefully it's not a letdown.
I liked how he stabbed him in the hand. That was cool.
Yeah, he did
I was
he did a little John Wick, and then we got a little Will Smith appearance where he was like, "Keep my daughter's name out your mouth."
I slapped him.
That's true. He should have turned into Will Smith when he's delivered that line. He can.
Okay, if they did that,
I mean, come on.
I'd be all in. 10 out of 10.
What
That would have been sick.
What do you guys think? So halfway through, what is the outcome? If there's these super scrolls everywhere, how does this get resolved in a way, right? Like, do the scrolls, are they going to be helping the Avengers now? Are they like, what do you guys think is going to happen? Or are they going to get their own planet, send the scrolls out to their own planet? What do you guys think in your mind? Best guess at what's going to happen in that final conflict. Like, what's going to be the outcome?
I don't think personally that there's going to be a black and white ending. I think it's going to be a gray ending.
A scroll ending. An ending in disguise, if you will.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think this
in disguise.
Exactly. Yeah. Scrolls. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a clear cut. Oh yeah, we totally defeated the rebel group or whatever.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be remnants. I think it's going to be a dirty, ending. I don't think it'll be super clean cut. So, Nick Fury, does he die?
No, because
there's no way. Because he's in the other
Captain,
ones.
the Marvels.
Fake Nick Fury dies.
Fake. Yeah.
The other one's still alive.
Yeah.
Scroll Fury.
I don't think they give him a planet, but we send him to like North Dakota or something like that.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, best we got.
Plenty of room there.
North Dakota.
They don't mind
There
the
you
cold.
go.
Go to Alaska.
That's what you got.
Good luck.
Like, we will found this place, Scrollex. That's what I thought they said at first. Like, and then they're like, welcome to Scrollex. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Scrollex. I mean, there's new, whatchamacallit,
New Asgard.
New Asgard. So there might be something like that.
Yeah.
That does seem to be kind of a weird double standard because they made such a big deal about like, oh, you alien race.
You want to know
here,
why?
blah, blah,
You want to
blah.
know why?
Tell me why.
Because they don't look like green aliens.
Yeah, but they can look like whoever.
No,
Why does that matter though?
because they're weird. They're different. That they
Asgardians
even
are
talked
weird.
about it. They look like humans.
But Skrulls can look like humans.
Well,
But they don't
I'm
really
just saying they
want-
don't
they're
want
toxic.
to. They hate it. Remember,
Yeah,
they want to be in their own
They like their
skin.
own skin. That guy doesn't want to be eating chips and man food.
I mean, they say it.
Flesh.
Yeah, what about them? They're fresh.
There you go. I was waiting for it.
There we go.
You have to spit more though. Yeah, I don't know. I probably lean more towards what Corey said, just about being a very not black and white.
I mean, I think there's going to be a resolve of some sort. Like, oh yeah, like we've stuffed them out, or at least the leader's gone or something. But there's still going to be people who are.
What are the
rebels.
chances that the final shot of the series is a character that we all think is human, and then doing something where they're like, they look
Like Spider-Man.
like a scroll at the end, and that's where it ends. It's like, oh, they're still around.
I mean, at this point, like that just wouldn't surprise me anymore. Like that, I don't have that like excitement of like who's gonna, maybe it's just me, but it's not there. I could see them doing that for sure.
What if it's a guy and he's like, it's a scroll, and then he's walking through and the door opens. He goes in, walking from behind. You see him as a scroll, and then he goes in, and it's Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. Now that would be a twist.
Now you got me in. Now I'm in.
No, nothing like that. You guys don't think anything cool like that will happen?
No, but I heard that he's going to be in Venom. Did you hear
That's
that?
what the rumor
That's
is.
the rumor.
No, it's
Anyway,
the best Spider-Man ever. Anyways, we should probably end there on
Yeah.
Secret Invasion.
we've ripped it to shreds.
Yeah, let us know
Enough.
if you're
Halfway
enjoying.
through, yeah.
Hey, Rusty has been sends me messages after listening to the podcast. He seems to be enjoying the
Good.
show. So
Yeah.
let us know what you thought. If you're enjoying it, if you disagree with me, I'm more negative. I think the guys are enjoying it more than I am. But
I don't know, bro.
But let us know
honest,
what
bro.
you thought. We'll be back next week with another episode 4 review of that. And we're going to move on to just kind of some random
Nerd News Roundup.
Just classic
Nerd
podcast.
News Roundup. Yeah. The first thing I wanted to man, sorry guys.
Drink your Coke, bro.
It's this new table. It's making me nervous.
messing you up.
We didn't mention the table. Look at
Yeah. Why don't we talk about
Let's talk about. Let's go on to talk about table talk.
Table
talk.
Look at this cup holder here. Look at this magnetic.
Wow.
Spill your soda so you can show the gaskets inside?
Yep.
But yeah, explain. Josh had this table on his top 10
This
most
was
anticipated
number 10
list.
on my most anticipated list for this year. So we got in on the Kickstarter for the second round, and it came on Wednesday. So
What's the name of the table?
it's a Wormwood modular game table.
And this is the medium size.
This is the medium
quite
size.
big.
So they go large, which goes up further that way, and then they have what's the
Extra
war table?
Yeah, which is
War
ultra-
gaming table, which is
it's wider than
extra
this.
wide
It's like
and
out to
extra
here.
long. So
It's the size of Idaho, roughly.
it's pretty huge.
Yeah, the panhandle part. Yeah.
But yeah, basically this topper comes off and there's a vault inside with felt for playing games.
Yeah, so you don't have to disrupt your board gaming. You can have it in that vault, and then you can take a break, have dinner, and then get back to gaming or play the next weekend or whatever, which is really cool. I'm super jealous. I think this table is really cool. And he's got a bunch of cup holders. They're all magnetic, which is sick. So I don't know. You can see it on the pod or on the YouTube, but they just snap in.
There you go. Look at that.
Pretty
Set
sick.
it and forget
Yeah.
it. But yeah,
Very cool.
we're pretty excited about it. Yeah, they have a bunch of other accessories that you can purchase for
Too many.
all sorts of stuff that you can have, like component holders. There's like a full on game desk that you can that locks in for playing D&D basically. So yeah, there's a bunch of accessories that you can get with it.
I feel like you
but
could play craps in here, dude. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
rolling
dude.
the dice with the walls and stuff. Just go crazy in here.
The real question is, this was your number 10 on your most anticipated list. Indiana Jones was your number 1. So right now, who is winning in your top 10 list? Just based on that alone.
What does that mean? Who's winning?
Yeah, I don't know who's winning.
delivered? Is this more gratifying at your 10 spot than Indiana Jones at number 1? Those are the questions we'll be
Right.
asking at the end of this year when we do our review. So make stay tuned to that. All right, so cool table. We're going to be moving on to some just kind of nerd stuff, nerd news roundup. The first thing I want to talk about is we kind of got an official look, kind of official. I guess it was behind the scenes, but then Ryan Reynolds retweeted it, but high definition
Yeah.
picture of it. So Ryan Reynolds in his Deadpool outfit with Hugh Jackman and his Wolverine, the yellow suit.
Yellow and blue.
People have wanted Hugh Jackman to have that yellow suit
Comic
since
accurate.
he was first cast as Wolverine, and we're finally going to get it. It's almost as if Ryan Reynolds knows what fans want and gives fans what they want. What do you guys think of the outfit? What do you guys think of the picture?
Yeah, I'm glad that he re-released it in a higher definition because it's out there anyway. So at
Yeah.
least just give us a clearer image. So I thought that was cool. But yeah, in terms of the suit, I mean, it's very comic accurate, very true to the stuff that's been done before. I hope we get him at least in some type of mask because that's also part of his costume that he has in the comics. So I know he had like a little bit of a tease of that. I think in the Wolverine movie, there was a deleted scene.
Oh,
Yeah.
seeing the mask.
yeah.
I
It
remember
was just
that.
like a case, right?
It was a case and
Yeah.
it was his mask and I think some gloves in there.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get
Yeah, that'd be
something.
sick.
But I could imagine him not wearing it that much in the movie. But yeah, hopefully something. But in terms of, the rest of this suit, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
And just a quick question. Is this the same Logan with the child? Like, is it? It's not. It's not that character.
I think
right?
when it
I don't
comes
think so.
to the,
because he's retired. He was at the end of his
He's
road.
dead.
Oh, he is technically dead.
when it comes to the X-Men canon movies, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't matter.
Apparently,
but does he have the kid?
I don't. So apparently, what Deadpool 3 is, it's another multiverse movie.
Oh, okay. So it's just a different.
Deadpool. There's another shot that came out today that was on set, and it's the 20th Century Fox logo, and it's all like it's huge and it's all like destroyed. So they're gonna. I think what they're gonna be playing with like real life, like Fox was bought out by Disney,
Like
so
how,
his universe
like
is
the
all
vaulted
like
door that they used to have with like the Animaniacs.
you know where. No, that's WB.
Oh, that's WB.
But 20th century was like dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun, dun,
yeah.
with the things. There's that whole thing, but it's like in the ground, like half destroyed. And they're saying that's Deadpool's universe. So he's going to be in.
Okay.
So they're going to be messing around with stuff. I don't understand why they do this. I guess maybe you guys don't want me to tell you.
Oh, is this?
I mean, it was put out by like people that are going to be in the Deadpool movie.
Oh,
Like Variety announced certain.
is there a death you're about to say or something?
No,
like that?
but like they're saying Jennifer Garner is coming back as Elektra.
I heard that too.
And then Ben Affleck is Daredevil.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we heard that.
They're going to do a bunch of multiverse stuff with
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
the Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, I don't know which one it's going to be.
Deadpool. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's just you don't take it ultra serious. Like it's just a bunch of jokes and it's just fun, and it's also just gruesome. Sometimes it's a little gross, but you can do whatever you want. I don't really care about that. Do you guys have any reservations about this? Do you guys not like the fact that they're doing Wolverine again?
I love Hugh
Because
Jackman.
how they ended with Logan was awesome. I think it was perfect.
To me, yeah, I think they've done a good job at saying that they're separate things. And like I said before, the X-Men movies have never really intertwined that well. They've tried,
They
but
try and it's
it's just
messy.
really not even there. So to me, it's like it's nothing new, really. It's cool to see him coming back and actually being with a more accurate Deadpool too, because they tried that in the Origins movie and it was terrible.
Yeah.
So
It almost feels like different comic book runs, you know, like because they can just do whatever they want in their own runs. So it's like it just feels like.
Well,
that.
I think that's even what I like about it is that we talked about even with Secret Invasion, like how it all connects. I hope they don't try to connect Deadpool 3 within the Marvel universe and try to do all that stuff, because then it's just going to complicate all this stuff. I just wish it's just his own thing. And then, like you said, especially if they play around with this whole concept of like Disney bought us, like this is real life kind of thing.
I don't like that fourth wall stuff.
It works with Deadpool because it's tongue in cheek, and they've done that in the first two movies. But if then all of a sudden they try to be like, oh, we're going to see him with Fantastic Four, or we're going to see him with Spider-Man or stuff like that. It just seems like, I hope they don't go that route. I hope they just leave him he's the goof guy that can be around, like make fun of things. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how they handle that.
Yeah.
The other thing too is apparently it's going to be rated R, which
Always.
some people were concerned that now that Disney owned it, if they were going to go that way, but so it just doesn't fit aesthetically.
Yeah, I
even
hope
the
it's
fact that
separate
it's
too.
rated R to then fit into the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
yeah.
But you never know. Maybe it does really well, and they're like,
Well, let's
get him in here. Yeah, we'll see. But I agree. I don't think it would fit.
Yeah. But I think it looks good. And
Dude, Jennifer Garner is Elektra. That's crazy.
well, yeah, and they're also Channing Tatum is Gambit.
That would be that's one that I would actually enjoy, because I was like,
I'm okay
that
with
movie
that.
was rumored or in development and then just never happened. And back in the day, I was like, oh, it'd be cool to see Channing Tatum as Gambit. That'd be cool.
And Gambit's my favorite X-Men.
Is he?
He's pretty.
From the cartoons,
He's
I
so
loved
cool.
Gambit was
his
the best.
outfit was nuts.
I mean, come on, that hair, that stick,
Those fish
throwing cards. Do you know how much I love cards?
That fishnet shirt, bro, that he has underneath. He has like a fishnet shirt. Oof.
What do they call him?
He's almost got like armor.
And him and Rogue were like a perfect couple, power couple, you know?
Like love and hate, kind of like oof, tough love. I can't touch you.
Exactly.
Crazy.
And Rogue was the most
I just,
attractive one.
I
in
just
the
can't-
X-Men.
Will Channing Tatum talk like him though, like he does
Jean
in the
Grey.
cartoons? He's gonna
Like a
have the
very
Cajun
like
accent.
Louisiana.
No, bro.
He wanted to be her.
Yeah, but I'm saying like from the cartoon, like the most
from
attractive.
from
most
the
attractive
cartoon.
is
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
Rogue.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah, we're all in agreement. We need to be in agreement.
X-Men.
Rogue?
Yeah.
Was she
Is
the most
attractive
looking
Of the X-Men, of the indie X-Men
I'd have
cartoon.
to say like Professor X.
Yeah, my guy.
I thought Josh was going to say
bro.
Josh was going to say Jubilee.
Nah,
Do not say that. She's
nah, dude. I mean, I guess Rogue. Sure.
It's a.
I guess, man. It's a
cartoon.
I'm just going back to my days as a little child.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But
pervert.
dude, I love the arcade game. You guys play that X-Men
the
arcade game? That
was
was so good. Oh my gosh. Gambit was fun to play on that. You're like a 6 staff. Yeah. Hey, I like all these rumors, and I think they're probably all true, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing
Surprised on the Ben Affleck one though. That's kind of surprising to me. I believe the Electro.
well, he's
can
not
have him
being
as Batman.
anymore. So
He's like,
WB is like,
what's
no, you
next?
guys use him as Daredevil.
He's gonna be a big Daredevil. Well, I guess he gets pretty skinny. He gets kind of skinny.
we'll see.
Oh.
Find out.
Nick looked at me like something I said was wrong or something like that.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just looking at you.
Yeah.
What was the other thing?
You were
There
like-
was something else that we were going to talk
I
about?
like looked at me. I was like, what? Yeah.
Did any of you guys watch the what's that metal
Oh, Twisted
Metal trailer?
I
that
saw
came
it.
out?
I didn't.
Yes.
That
I
looks
did.
pretty bad.
It looks so bad.
It looks
It's
pretty
a-
I
bad.
it's a joke.
don't know what.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
What
It,
is-
What is that? This was like a story trailer, right?
Yeah, it's on Peacock.
It was like jokey.
It's weird.
I mean, I didn't know what to expect, honestly.
Yeah.
So
So we're gonna say this is gonna bomb. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely.
I would say so.
100%.
It's not going to get renewed. The other thing, another trailer that dropped. Did you guys get a chance to watch the Napoleon Ridley Scott
I did watch it actually.
trailer?
I'm a sucker for Ridley Scott. Is what he's gonna say.
I mean, it's just Joaquin Phoenix looks great.
That's how you say his name, bro.
It looks great, and
Joaquin
it's Ridley
Phoenix.
Scott, so the movie looks absolutely like gorgeous. It seems super gory, like Ridley Scott enjoys doing.
Sure.
It's just, yes, I'm very intrigued.
Yes, he is.
What do you think of the trailer?
I mean, it looks pretty good actually. Yeah, I didn't know what to. I mean, I love Joaquin Phoenix is great. So I was already kind of interested in it, and then Ridley Scott. Sure, he hasn't made a good movie in a long time,
Yeah.
but
I liked his. I liked
agree.
was it the Duel?
you like that one?
Do you like that?
It was okay.
You
It's
like
a-
that?
It's a good. I'm not gonna rewatch it, but I thought the
Yeah.
acting was fantastic, and I thought just visually it looked great. I thought it was a good
But the
movie.
story was kind of weak, in my opinion.
Well, I
Wasn't
mean,
that
it was a little. It was unique.
Just kind of.
Prometheus is fantastic.
Let's not get carried away here. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's good.
Fantastic.
But you said he hasn't made a good movie, and so you just said it's good. It's good. So
Okay.
Prometheus is a good movie.
I redact my statement. But yeah, it looked cool. Just like even the battle scenes
the battle
looked really
scenes
cool.
cool. Yeah.
So
Yeah, the shot where they're on the ice and they
Yeah,
just
that's
start
pretty
shooting the
sweet.
cannonballs. Like that's it gave me a little some like Gladiator vibes, which they're
'Cause of the French
making
guy.
Gladiator too.
Yep.
But no, just kind of how it's shot and the goriness of it, and it reminded me, especially that winter shot, reminded me of the opening of Gladiator.
Is this going to be a winter release?
I don't know.
I think it's November.
November? Okay.
I think they said Thanksgiving time. Perfect family Thanksgiving
Thankful.
movie.
I'm
Take the
thankful.
whole family to watch Napoleon.
Slaughter fest. Yeah. Actually, that is perfect for Thanksgiving.
It is.
You know?
Slaughter that turkey, and then you go watch some French people slaughter other people.
I don't know who it is. That looks cool.
Yeah. What else? What else?
What
Let's
else?
just do a rapid fire. Anything?
Goodness.
Oh, let's do Crystal's question.
Oh.
What was her question again? Do you remember, Josh? Did you see it? It was if you. What was it?
If you could replay any game
Oh, yeah. For the
time?
first time, what game would it be?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Just a
what it was.
game?
Let's do game or movie.
We could do game or movie. Yeah.
Because that's what we did with I can't remember. It was like a spin-off one of the other questions. But yeah, you can
Game
do it.
or
Why don't you give us
movie?
both? Give us a game.
Well, there's multiple movies that I'd want to rewatch. Man of Steel.
Yeah, she said movie is watch/play or watch a movie or video.
For the first time.
Man of Steel. Am I this age?
Yes.
Right now,
Yeah.
today, you get to watch a movie again for the first time.
Or play a game.
So I don't have any
you don't have
knowledge
any
of it.
recollection of
Okay,
it.
Man of Steel, Lord of the Rings. I'm not
Just
going to
one.
pick Star Wars.
Wow. How many are you doing?
I'm just saying that there's several ones I'd like to pick.
Okay, you can only choose one.
Well, I'm breaking the rules.
Okay. You don't have a game?
You have to.
Let me think of a game. It takes me a little bit longer to think.
Okay,
Okay.
pick one movie, one game. That's what we should do.
Man, if I had to pick a movie, it'd probably be Fellowship of the Ring. It's my favorite movie of all time. So, I'd love
All
to see it again
time?
for- yeah,
All time favorite?
Yep. For a game, man, I would love to play probably Red Dead 2 again for the first time.
Wow.
That game and like probably Last of Us 2, but more Red Dead 2. Did the story and the character of Arthur Morgan has just stuck with me.
Oh, sure.
And it's a game that just I really wasn't expecting that level of emotion that came out of it that I experienced. So I would probably pick Red Dead 2. Yeah.
So now that you said Lord of the Rings, and second guessing myself, but this movie already came up before, The Prestige,
Oh yeah.
because that has a good twist.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert. You don't know what to
I already
expect.
spoiled it.
That actually is a good point though.
But that-
Picking a movie with like a really cool twist to it.
Because that's
Sixth
what,
Sense.
yeah, Sixth Sense would be good
Spoilers.
because you don't have the spoiler. Even like, yeah, watching one of those movies for the first time again is like, because when you go
Inception.
back into it, like Signs, like is a great movie, but it loses its charm because you can
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
You know
like
everything.
the stuff's coming, like the arm's already there. But yeah, like movies like that. But yeah, I think The Prestige just because it's such a
That's a good choice.
it's such a great movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've actually thought about that before. Like, man, I really wish I could watch The Prestige again. Like, I just remember like arguing about it at the end of like, oh wait, what happened? Kind of a thing. Yeah. So yeah, The Prestige. I think I would say Red Dead Redemption, the original, to replay for the first time.
I think movie's hard. I don't know, man. That's tough.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I have to change. I have to break the rules a little bit.
I would love to see that for the first time.
I'm not going to do movie.
You gonna do a
I'm going to
show?
do an anime.
Okay.
And
Sailor Moon.
very specific. The first 9 episodes of Sword Art Online. I think that's some of the best and most fun I've had watching an anime ever. And I would love to go back to that and not have any idea about what's going to happen or what goes on because that's such a great anime. It's got so much spirit, such a good twist, such a cool premise, and it's intense and it's awesome. And so,
How old are you when you watched it?
like college.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was nothing nuts. It wasn't like when I was a little kid. I didn't really get into anime until, like senior year of high school / freshman year of college.
Now he's a weeb.
Yeah, probably. Game. See, that's tough too. Because like, if I just erased everything I knew about World of Warcraft, guess what? Everyone knows it, and it's an open game. It's not a closed game like Red Dead.
Yeah.
My experience gets soiled basically because all these people know everything. So if I could erase everyone else's memory of the game and we all experienced it together for the very first time, World of Warcraft.
Okay, we'll give you that power.
Will you give me that power?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's granted.
Okay, then you have to
bestow
give
upon
me.
Council
Then you
grants
have to
it
give
to
me
you.
my power. Then.
What's your power?
Well,
Okay.
He wants 2 movies.
Okay.
No, go
my
ahead.
second choice would be Ocarina of Time
Okay.
for the first time.
I will go and replay the first time playing a game, but I want to go back and relive that day.
Okay, of what?
Smash Bros. Melee. We were at your house.
Oh, wow.
We went and got it at midnight and played all night.
That was awesome.
With I think Dave was there. I think
Yep.
BJ was there. Joby was there. Maybe. Is that?
Yeah, I think the cousins were there.
Holy crap! I think
I
you're
went to
right.
work at Perkins like at 7 a.m. in the morning and then came back after work to play more.
because
And
we were trying to unlock all the characters.
yeah, and
stuff.
so
Yeah.
a new challenger, and so whoever had
I
the
remember
control
someone
would have
lost
to
like,
win, and if
Luigi.
someone lost, we were
something
like, ah.
yeah.
But if I could replay a game, it would be to go back
'Cause the
and actually
experience was
play
so
that.
good.
Because if I replay Melee for the first time, it's not going to be the same now
No,
because
no,
I'm
no.
by myself. So I'd want to go back to when
Everyone
just live that first 24 hours again.
Well, that wasn't the question. So try again.
I like it. I like it.
Could you play for the first time again? I was like, yeah, that's literally it. Play for the
This guy
first
goes
time
back
again.
in time and re-inhibit
And you're erasing everybody's memory.
Jonah's like,
we're crazy.
Jonah's the only one freaking out, and everyone's like, yeah, it's melee. Yeah, it's melee.
I mean, we were
Play it,
freaking
bro.
out. We were all
They're
freaking
like, Jonah,
out.
why are you crying? There's like, it's love you guys.
That would
Not
be.
gonna be the same anymore.
Wouldn't that be an amazing thing if you could go back in time and like just like relive some day like that, where you're just like, man, this is what we were doing, and like you see us all as kids, and wow,
Man, that guy grows up to be a real
douche
piece of work. But I like you now.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, we definitely broke the rules. Sorry about that. But I would do Ocarina of Time if I don't get the World of Warcraft one. But yeah, it's a great question. Thank you, Crystal, for that question. That's really great. That's a fun one. Was there anything else?
Ahsoka. They dropped a little kind of trailer, kind of
behind the scenes
kind of
thing.
hype up video.
Yeah.
Which I'm so hyped for this show. I cannot wait. I think we're going to get some peak Star Wars, the best Star Wars we've ever gotten. It's going to be the Ahsoka show. Dave Filoni doing every episode. So in Mando season 3, he, I think, helped write 2 episodes. So he's doing all of these episodes.
Is he directing the whole thing?
No, he's not. Yeah, there's like maybe 4 directors.
Yeah, I don't know if they've announced
a
them
couple
yet.
returning ones.
And do we know how many episodes there are?
I think it's
8?
8 sounds right.
For some
like
reason,
that.
8 came
Yeah.
to me.
So I can't wait for this. I think there's going to be a lot of surprises. I think there's going to be, you know me. I shoot for the stars.
Hyping it
Jonah,
up,
how
baby.
long are the episodes going to be?
I don't know. Hopefully
25 minutes.
between 40 and 50 minutes.
When does the season air?
August.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's
So
not.
we're a
I don't
month
think there's-
away.
I don't think there's a date, but yeah, it's. we're
No, there
almost
is a date.
Is there?
Yeah, August 20 something. I
Okay.
thought they just
End of
released
August?
maybe?
something like that. Yeah.
What's it?
But I can't wait for the show. A lot of people were talking about Dave Filoni in the trailer says the greatest Jedi of all time, Anakin Skywalker.
Yep.
So to me, it's like we're going to get to see some really cool things. I think.
Yeah, I think in that same like teaser thing, he was like, "We're gonna see Ahsoka like we've never seen her before in her prime," kind of a thing. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always forget that Anakin's gonna be in this show also. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's gonna be great. I'm super excited.
And Han and Luke.
Yep,
And,
and little Ben Solo.
hey, I'm gonna pump the brakes. Maybe they're not in this, but I do think we're gonna get them.
Who? Who's them?
Han, Luke, and Leia in the Dave Filoni movie that he's
Okay.
doing.
I would, yeah.
If
That'd be
they
cool.
don't do it in this series, they're gonna save it for that moment. And I think that's why they haven't used. I think that's why they got rid of using Luke in Book of Boba Fett.
That's why he
more.
didn't show up in the finale.
And Mando is because I think they want to save that for when it hits.
That specialness.
Yeah, if you use it too much, because there's behind the scenes shots of Luke in Jabba's palace, Mark Hamill
Jabba.
filling.
you know what pisses me off? You know what I hate? People mispronounce names. I just told you it was Jabba the Hutt, bro.
Jabba.
Hey, when you're supposed to be someone's really good friend, and I mispronounce your name for 40 years, then you don't buy it. Anyways, there's shots of him in the palace filming scenes, and it's really weird that in the Book of Boba Fett, R2 just shows up with Grogu and he's like, hey, I'm dropping the baby off at this random spot. It would have made, and there's rumors that they cut the original ending of that, which makes sense because it kind of ends
I'm
a little
okay with that.
abruptly. So I think they're just kind
I
of
think it
saving
makes sense for him to show up in the Filoni movie. But yeah, the Ahsoka show, I'm hyped for it.
Do you think they'd have, in the movie, do you think they'd have Han as deep fake?
Yeah, they're going to
this
have,
point.
Everything's deep fake?
they'll have all 3 of them.
Yeah, I think that would fit the best anyway.
Yeah, you can't have deep
2 of
Luke,
them. Yeah, and then
who we've
DH.
established, and then
DH
all the
him.
Aaron shows back up.
Right, that would be great.
Oh, that'd be awesome, dude. People
like-
would lose their crap, dude.
And I don't think it'll be a big thing, but I think they're going to give us that shot everyone wanted where it's like they're together in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. Just seems like if you're doing Heir to the Empire, you have to have them,
Yeah.
right? They're all alive at that point.
We'll see.
So
You might have your heart broken.
well, I know.
Again.
But as we get closer to the Ahsoka series, what we normally do, if you've heard our podcast before, we will do some predictions as to what we think is going to happen. We actually have a trophy for the winner. I think Corey and Mick have been the only ones that have won our prediction
I'm going to
games.
play conservative this time now that I know there's a trophy out.
So we have a
say no to
trophy
everything. Yeah,
for
you
the
win.
winner. And we'll be working on getting some questions together. But if you have some questions or predictions that you want us to guess on, let us know. Send us either a message on one of our social media things or just post it on the video, and we will jot that down. And when we do our prediction episode, we will be sure to mention your name, and maybe we'll get double points if we get it right or something.
Well, I'll also say when we do make the list of the predictions, if you guys put your predictions on the questions that we're answering as well, maybe we could take it into consideration. Maybe if someone does really well,
Yeah,
maybe
maybe
they get
we'll do a giveaway.
Maybe we do a
something,
giveaway.
something.
You never know.
You better not steal my trophy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we have that cool Darth Maul bust. That's gonna be cool.
But yeah.
Well,
Now
hey,
there's something on the line, Mick.
yeah, start working
now
on
it's
another
real.
Ahsoka drawing, Crystal. Chop, chop.
That is true.
You got a
She is
month.
slacking.
You've been
She's
put on
gonna-
notice.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to find more models.
I got a bunch of them,
More
bro.
Star
You guys
Wars.
want a Rancor one? It's pretty sick.
That's pretty sweet.
There's a Darth Sidious one. There's a
I want a
Darth
Rancor
Maul.
one with the bone in his mouth.
There's a Darth Maul one with the hood up instead of just the regular. Pretty cool.
That's cool.
I got a Darth Vader like little statue. Bro, the possibilities are endless.
Love it.
Hey, I'm liking that.
Love it.
Anything else? Is there anything else? I think we're pretty tapped out.
Yeah, not much. Next week we're doing Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I might go watch that tomorrow.
Dang, bro.
$6.
$6.
Tuesdays are
Where?
cheaper tickets at Northtown.
Oh, what time?
Regal.
though?
It's
No, it's
going
all
all day.
Oh, no way.
So they used to do that back in the day. It was like $6 Tuesday or $5 Tuesday.
wow.
And then they put in the nice recliners. And so they're like, we're not doing that anymore. And now
Now that
the
people
recliners are all busted up.
They
So now they're
are.
like, $6.
Yeah.
Tuesday
Yeah.
is back.
And
so-
none of them work.
So if I can get my parents to watch my kids, Melissa and I are going to be going.
So you don't have tickets yet?
No.
Okay.
Nice.
Let me know.
Hey, I heard it
I
was good.
already got my tickets for Oppenheimer, though. Next Thursday.
Are you going downtown for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
IMAX?
9:00. So I'll be getting out.
Holy
On what
smokes,
day?
dude.
It's Thursday.
On Thursday?
Why are you watching it on Thursday?
Because that's the opening night, and I got to see Nolan on opening night. He said biggest screen on opening night. That's the only way to watch. So I'm going to.
How long is the movie?
It's a 3-hour movie.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I'm.
Yikes.
Hey, but it makes me feel young again. Reminds me of the older days.
I don't know if
when we
you-
would go to midnight showings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys don't remember
Jonah
what that is
just-
anymore
Jonah
because that's
just is going to go line up for like 5 hours just to feel the
like,
nostalgia.
why are you here? I'm like, I just want to feel something.
Midnight release.
It's like, can you guys start a fire midway through the movie and have me evacuate?
yeah. So I can have
And then tease
nostalgia.
us that we have to leave.
Oh, you know what? I'm changing my Man of Steel thing. I want to go back to
That night.
that night watching the trilogy.
Knight
Triple
trilogy?
showing.
And when the fire erupts and Luso is
the
the
fi-
first
when the
up.
fire rises.
and he runs down.
Smoke. The Dark Knight was a great movie. Ooh. Dang.
I'll never forget that. I thought it was,
That was awesome.
4D stuff because that was when Harvey Dent was out.
Yeah.
His face was all smoky. I was like, oh man,
They
it's crazy.
really
crazy
burned his
effects.
face. Nolan's good. My favorite moment.
Smell-o-vision.
So for people that don't know, we watched. It was The Dark Knight Rises, right?
Yes.
But
That
it
was
was
coming
you would watch Batman Begins and The Dark Knight before, so
Yep.
that at midnight you would watch Dark Knight Rises.
Mm-hmm.
So we were downtown. I think we were all there.
Yeah.
Mick was there with his brother and his
Lusso was
dad. Luso was there.
Is he dipped, right?
And so we're
Ryan
watching.
Mendoza was there.
Dang.
We're watching, and it's before they had recliners, so you had to save your seats, and we were basically
Yeah.
there all day. It was insane.
Yeah.
But they shut down the AC. It just got so hot in there, and then it started smelling like smoke. Well, Luso, as soon as he smells smoke, he's like, "It smells like smoke," and he like gets up and leaves. people are starting to get up and walk
he
out,
dipped
and
so
I'm just
quick.
like, I'm not leaving my seat. We're not leaving.
We fought hard.
The Dark Knight Rises is coming
We had
on
some
here.
great
We're
seats,
almost
too.
done
We were dead
with the Dark
center.
Knight.
Yeah.
So then some guy comes in and he's like, "Hey, there's a fire. We had to. Everyone needs to get out." So we all leave. We're all in the
They shoved us in
The parking garage.
parking garage.
We're all like,
at
should we
downtown
leave
mall.
some sweatshirts here?
No, there were people.
Same seats, guys.
Yeah,
Same
same
seats.
Yeah, people kept yelling, "Same seats, same seats." And then there were
Honor
people.
system. People were
There were
honorable back
people
then.
that were trying to go to like other theaters to get tickets to watch the Dark Knight. So they were like, people were peeling out, and we're like, one guy is like sitting there telling us like, "We're gonna have to give you a refund. We can't do this.
you
Like
have
the
to
fire
leave.
department's
You have
coming. You
to
have to
leave."
leave." And we're like, "No!"
And they kept slowly pushing us down the ramps.
Yeah.
Burned in my memory is when they say that, the guy that just goes, F you! And everyone's like, just like mob of people
And
about
then
to
so
lynch
they're
that
like,
guy.
"Well, let me talk to the manager." So like they go back in,
Yeah.
and we're all waiting there. People are like peeling out, seriously trying to get to Northtown and
Yep.
to the Valley to get tickets for this, which they're not going to get. They're all sold out.
Yeah.
And so we're there, and then a guy comes out and he's like, "All right, it was just an AC unit that was burning up. They got it handled. It looks like we're going to be able to watch it, but you guys have to go back through the front." And I just, this is
my
one of the greatest moments of my life. Like, man, I'm going to tear up and start crying.
Why?
Because the amount of people that like, as soon as they said we're gonna like, we'll let you watch the movies, like everyone just cheered, and we're all like running back in. The escalators were turned off.
Yeah,
and I
it was
just there's a
crazy.
massive humanity running up, just going like
both sides of
and
it.
everyone's screaming like, "Dude, same seats, same seats."
Because we had watched the first two movies,
Yeah,
and
it was
we've
so
done
good.
this all for this
We were chanting,
final
"This is
release.
awesome, this is awesome."
And so like we
didn't know
got
that
there,
yet.
it was balls
knew.
hot
We
in
knew.
there.
We knew.
The
We knew.
AC was turned off, and we were running up the escalators like all sweaty.
Oh, yeah.
it was so good though.
I
Like
had to run out and around the. That was so ridiculous.
it was so good though. But just that reminder, everyone was like,
That was nuts. And
You know, Christopher Nolan is an amazing director.
He did that on
He
purpose.
manufactured that for us.
wow.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite moments.
That was an amazing experience.
Those things don't happen anymore. So I'm hoping for Oppenheimer that the
Honestly,
AC
I've
goes
got a
up.
lot of good stories for that. Like, I remember when one of the Harry Potters came out, that like they sold out or something like that. Well, I'm kind of outing myself here, but I was a minor when I did this. Okay, I'm just gonna let you guys know. I was 16. But like, we didn't have enough tickets for everyone. And I was like, "Don't worry, guys. I got an idea." So what I did is I was like, "Oh, sir, I really need to go to the bathroom." They had us lined out around the outside is the Wandermere one, movie theaters. And I was like, "I need to go to the bathroom, guys." Okay. And it was right before they're about to open up the gates to go in. So I just hid in the bathroom until they opened it up. And I just snuck into the crowd.
I thought you were
just
going to
took
say
a
you
seat.
got on someone's shoulders and you had like a trench coat.
Yeah, I should have.
And when they stopped you,
I
they're like,
snuck
"Oh
in.
no, that Harry Potter's
Harry Potter
here."
himself is here.
Yeah, I had the glasses on and everything. The little lightning bolt. Dude, that was great. And everyone's like, "Dude, you're so cool. You snuck in." That was so dope.
Good times. So
Great
that's what I'm
times.
hoping for Oppenheimer Thursday at 9:00. Won't be getting
Some
home till like
shenanigans
2:30 in the morning, but it's gonna be worth it. I'm gonna see that A-bomb drop in glorious IMAX. Can't wait.
All practical. Pretty sweet.
Not a single CGI shot
Pretty
in the whole
cool.
movie.
That sounds like a marketing gimmick.
I saw their little, you guys saw their little like behind the scenes special
Yeah.
that they did, right? That was cool. He's like, "Oh yeah, all the IMAX stuff,"
Yeah.
talking about how much they can fit in a frame of IMAX. It's like, geez, it's crazy. I wish we had legit IMAX.
I know that's the
It
one thing.
sucks.
And do you know how expensive the tickets are? It's $20 for a ticket in IMAX.
Yeah.
I believe it. Yeah, that's
We used to have an IMAX.
We did. Another interesting story. We watched the Dark Knight Rises first 8 minutes of the Dark Knight Rises in IMAX because they used to do like a viral campaign, and I found the coordinates and was
Guess
able
what?
to get
Riverfront Park.
tickets. And so we got shirts. I can't find my shirt anymore, but we got some shirts
Mine has
that had the
3
Bane,
holes in it.
and one was Bane and one was Legend, the Bat.
Yeah.
And so that was a pretty cool moment too, to go and watch that. So yeah, good times.
Amazing.
It seems like Nolan is always like involved in the best moments we've had together.
Maybe he's
I counted two of them right now.
Maybe he's the GOAT.
Was he playing Smash Bros. Melee with us too?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was.
So like,
He
Chris,
unlocked
you,
Luigi.
you just lost to Luigi. Oh, come on.
He's
Come on,
down in my
Chris, get it
parents'
together,
basement.
Chris.
He's like, what are you?
You'll never amount to anything, Chris. Get out of here.
That was a different
That day
Chris.
he
That was a
wrote The
different
Sixth
Chris.
Sense.
Dang.
Sixth Sense.
Yeah, and then he sold the Shyamalan.
Wow.
Full circle, guys.
Is there any other things
I think we're good.
going on?
I'm good.
All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere social media is. That's where the Nerd Age is. So we'll be back next week with more Nerd Age, Mission Impossible probably, Secret Invasion, and whatever else comes up. So thank you so much for hanging out, and we'll be back next week.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.